to another episode of Last Week, This Week with your boy, Clayton Hill. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of things going on, a lot of silliness just in that intro. Not through the episode. The episode today, COVID is still real. It's not fake news. And we're going through the process of care, scare, and surrender. On Last Week, This Week. That's right. COVID's still real. I didn't know if it was real. I mean, I knew it was real. You know it's real. Like, it was a big thing. Real big deal. Not too long ago in the history of time. Like 24 months ago. Maybe more than that. Maybe 36 months. You say it like that, it sounds longer, like 3 years ago. I don't know. I'm one of those guys. I don't know. Some people like the months. Some people like the years. 36 months. Like you're saying months a shorter amount of time. 3 years, 3 is a smaller number, but years, 3 years ago, like whatever. What even happened 3 years ago? 36 months ago? Sounds like it could still be this year. Wild. But COVID is still real. It's a real thing because I've caught it with my bare hands. I caught the COVID. Now, this wasn't last week. This was like a couple weeks ago. But we're just now to a point where, like, I feel like I'm over it, which is crazy because everybody acts a little different. Talked to a buddy of mine. Said he was like down for a day or two, and that was it. Me, I guess I'm a slow burn, you know, because at first it was like got just a little catch in the back of my throat, like, hadn't been getting a lot of sleep. My immune system was down, been running around, and I'm like, just got a tickle. Just a little tickle. Second day, little bit bigger tickle. And I'm like, oh, man. Okay, this is when I've got terrible sinuses. Just a big inhale for you. Terrible sinuses. I think I have a deviated septum is what the doctors tell me, but who knows? You know, who are they to say? And so I hardly can smell anything ever. And whenever I do get run down, I usually get a sinus infection. So I'm like, all right, been running around. Here we go. Sinus infection. Right. It's lasting a few days. I'm like doing the normal thing, doing some NyQuil, doing some decongestant, doing some decongest. You know, you think you know how to say things. I feel like this happens every episode. You feel like you know how to say words, and then you have to say them. Decongestant? What am I trying? Where am I trying to go? Where's the struggle? I'm struggling with finding out where I'm struggling. Decongestant? Is it stint? Or decongestant? No, decongest. But when you try to say it, when you think you know it, and you decongestant. Maybe. Anyway, stuff to break up the mucus inside you. Because usually with a sinus infection, I'll start to get real nasally, real heady. I'll get congested, right? Like all the mucus and snot just builds up in my nose. And then what happens is overnight, I can't breathe through my nose, so I'm breathing through my mouth. I'm a mouth breather. I'm you know. And then that kind of sucked for the back of the throat right there. So that's what happens. I breathe in that cool air overnight through the throat. I start snoring and I start irritating my throat. Then my throat gets messed up and then it's a whole thing. So what I usually do, man, I go in hard. Usually ibuprofen, decongestant. That might be it. Decongestant, NyQuil, at least. Okay. And then I'm a sweat out the fever kind of guy. So I crank up the heat. I usually do it overnight. Covers pretty much like a little mummy. All over the face, too. Over the face, it's going on. I'm heating it up. I'm sweating it out. I've got the humidifier on because that dry air gets me. So I usually do the humidifier, get some moist air going on. And when I have the covers at least over my nose, that helps too. Because I'm like, I've got a little bit of moisture out and in, out and in, out and in. I've got a system that happens like every freaking year. Usually when the weather changes, like spring into summer or summer into fall, it's usually like one of those at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year. And so, but we're like midsummer. And so one of my friends is like, do you think it's COVID? I was like, no, it's not freaking COVID. What am I? What am I, a nerd? What am I, weak? Who do you think I am? You know, I'm a big, strong man. I don't get COVID. I'm a big, strong man from the Midwest. I'm a country guy. COVID? The hell are you talking about? We still talking about COVID? No, not me. I don't have COVID. It's a sinus infection. Chill. Well, it comes around and I'm like, hey, wait a second. All right, the throat thing is there. I'm not coughing anything up though. I'm congested, but I'm not decongested. Like there's nothing breaking up and I'm not coughing anything up. Usually I'm Lugian. You know? Nothing's happening like that. I'm kind of like, it's similar, but different somehow. And I know. So I bust out a handy dandy at home rapid test that expired in January of this year. And we do the whole thing. Man, I forgot about the thing. Forgot about the testing for the COVID. Forgot about just drilling a Q-tip into the back of your skull to get a sample. And you just right up the nostril, just to the back of the brain. I mean, like whatever side you're on, like that eye just starts like popping out, but like getting sucked back in at the same time. Like your eyelids are closing, but your eyes bulging, and it just you're weeping all at once. You know, twirling, just like a burning. And then best part about it, you do it again on the other side. Get both of those. Okay, we put it in the little vial with the fluid at the bottom. At this point, you're like, your nose is still going crazy. And you're swishing the little Q-tip thing around, whatever. Squeeze the bottom of the Q-tip so all the sample gets in the pre-water stuff. Okay, we do that. We shake it all up, get it together. And then you've got the pregnancy test that you've got to put the little drops on. And so you turn it over and you put the drops, and then you find out that you're pregnant. Strong lines, just undeniable lines, not even faint. And I'm like, well, it's a faulty test. I'm still in denial. No, this is expired test. There's no way. And you start to like, dude, it might be it, man. Like you have to kind of like come to terms with reality. You're like, I might have COVID. This could be a real thing. And it probably is. So then you try to figure out what to do, right? Because last time that I thought of COVID, I was depressed, fat, on my couch, playing Call of Duty for what seemed like 6 years. Like not shaving, not bathing. I didn't even know if the sun was still out ever. I was just in a time capsule, going Looney Tunes in my pretty much studio apartment. Studio. You know, so it's like been a while. And so I'm like, okay, there's a bit of panic, right? Because that's what we were all doing when it first came out. We were all panicking. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew what to trust, what information was happening. You know, like it was just so new. And so you kind of go back to that a little bit. Oh, well, oh shit. Okay. Well, if it's COVID, what, I got to go to a doctor. I need to see someone. A little bit of that. And then you get on the Google machine. Actually, no, I think I went straight to Kaiser Permanente, right to their app. And I was like, symptoms of COVID. Yes. Click. Trouble breathing, slight fever, congested. Yes. Yeah, you just go down the list. And I'm like, yeah. I have all these things. And then it's like, are you overweight? No. Do you have any history of these problems? No. Stay at home, take ibuprofen, drink NyQuil. Wait, you are not qualified for an in-doctor visit. What? Hold on a second. Because last time, we were, as a nation, scattering like ants trying to figure things out. Last time, real big deal. Like, people were passing. We couldn't even see our loved ones. Like, everyone had to go get shot up with mystery juice to, like, fight this thing. People, like, you couldn't even go back to work unless you were getting poked with needles. Couldn't be out in public. You'd lose your job, lost your loved ones, couldn't say bye to anybody. Like, what are we doing? Right? That's where my mind's at. I'm like, hold on, man. Now it's, well, you're not fat and you've never been really sick before, so just stay home. Just wait it out, man. All right. Wait it out. That's just blew my mind. Still can't get over it, kind of. But this is where we're at. Now it's no big deal. Was a real big deal back then. A lot of laws, a lot of rules, a lot of things happening, a lot of government control. Not going to get down that rabbit hole. Now it's just like, man, sorry to hear that, bud. Hope you get better. The contrast, I love it. So I'm like, okay, well, now there's like this whole thing. Okay, we got to get better, but like, you're freaking out, and I'm like kind of texting my friends, but you don't want to. It's still like there's just like this tainted feel to having COVID. Like I've got scabies or something. Like I'm a dirty, dirty boy. I've done some dirty things, and now I'm paying for it. Now I'm a leper. You don't want to tell people you have COVID. You gotta keep that shit on the hush hush. People get weird. I don't tell people you got COVID. I told my parents. And I was hitting on my buddies for some advice. One of them was like, yeah, dude, you just wait it out. Sorry to hear that, man. Whoa, man. Whoa, guys. You mean you don't want to like come say goodbye to me for forever? Because I'm toast. I've got COVID. I'm done. No, man. So you kind of, and you think you're a leper, so you kind of act like one. And you're like, I got to get some meds, but I don't want to be in public. I better get on. Jeff Bezos better send me some stuff on Amazon. And so we did. Got the ibuprofen. This was my list of things. And then there's one thing that just changes the game for me. The ibuprofen helps reduce any kind of inflammation. I gotta have that. Like I said, my throat gets all sore and stuff, and you can tell that it's like your lymph nodes are swollen, like the little glands underneath your jowl. Those things start flaring up. So the ibuprofen helps with that. It helps keep things, in check, not getting inflamed. Inflammation just causes a whole bunch of other problems. So you want to reduce any kind of swelling that you can. So ibuprofen goes in there, right? We're hydrating like crazy. NyQuil at night just to knock us out. Make sure that we get a good amount of rest. I've got my multivitamin going on. I got vitamin D going on because COVID hates the sun. And so I'm making sure I'm getting some sun and some vitamin D outside and inside, baby. Just what What fucking Trump say? Just spray some Lysol in me. Vitamin D. Inside, outside. Got it. And then we're doing zinc. Zinc's good for your immune system. We're eating berries because berries have antioxidants, and antacid, they confuse me because it should be anti-acid. I have a problem with acid reflux because I love Taco Bell. Here we go. And so I have a problem with my stomach acid, so I take antacid. But is it antioxidants or antioxidants? Smart boy coming at you today. We know a lot of things and a lot of words. Learning a lot today, but not learning, just moving on. All right, berries and fruits and whatnot. You know, we're doing all the stuff. But there's one thing, and I wanted to show it on the video. I'll read it out loud too. This little sucker right here, this Mucinex, this is like an extreme nasal spray. This shit will have you on a rocket ship straight to space as soon as you inject it. Like Mucinex Sinus Max, severe nasal congestion relief. You want the nasal spray with this oxymetazoline, HCI 0.05%. That's the active ingredient in there, and that's how little that they put in. But this stuff is the active ingredient, the oxymetazoline, hydrochloride. Dude, when you're congested, like I said, it'll shoot you to the moon, man. I barely put any in each nostril. Like, this thing's so strong, you're only supposed to use it for like 3 days. You can't use it any longer than 3 days. If you have to use it longer than 3 days, it like makes your sinuses worse. You should see a doctor. I used it for maybe like a week. Don't tell anyone, it's fine. It's just a suggestion, okay? 3 days, twice that amount, maybe a little bit over, whatever. It works. Because the problem, if I'm congested overnight, I breathe through the mouth, the throat gets worse, everything else gets worse. So I just do a little, like, dude, just as soon, you've got to be careful with it, because as soon as that's all you need. As soon as it's released, stop it. You don't need you do not need a jetpack to the nose. And just on each side, just barely. I mean, trickling out. You know, you don't need a lot. And then all of a sudden, dude, give it like 5, take a little walk, take the dog out real quick. By the time you come back, you're healed immediately. And then you could breathe through your nose, your throat gets to heal up, and you're all good to go. That's my number one, man. If sinus infection, or I guess now COVID, we're going with Mucinex Sinus Max Severe Nasal Congestion Relief Oxymetazoline Nasal Spray. Sold in stores everywhere. I think I got mine from Jeff online on Amazon. If I can leave you with one thing today, that's it. I'm just out here trying to help people, trying to spread awareness. COVID's real. Shoot up. Let's go. Right? So then we're good. We're not good. Dude, like, I don't know. Mine was just so drawn out that, like, you lay around. You're just dead. You're dead on the couch. I'm just laying there, so drugged up, mouth open, eyes barely open, laying on the couch for 48 hours, 72 hours. I think I missed one. 48 plus 24. Here we go. Wait, how? Hold on. 48 hours is 2 days. We got to do this. I hate this. 48 hours is 2 days. It's just for my sanity. Plus 24. 40 plus 20, 60. 68, 72 hours. I was right. Okay. Wow. Really felt like I missed one there. You know, and you're just, oh. You sound like Darth Vader, man. Like everything just swollen, just wheezing on the couch. Like I'm 93 years old with asthma. Not 36, fairly fit dude, fairly active guy. Don't feel like it at all. And I'm trying to eat and everything like that. Try to take a walk out. I don't know what it was. The sun, though, the sun felt great. Whenever I would step outside and I'd be like, the warmth of the sun, I really do think that COVID hates the sun. Because I'd just be it's like 97 degrees. Oh, baby. And I'm just taking it in. Just brain dead. Soaking up the rays, baby. Soaking it up. Then you lay around for so long, you start to get stir crazy. You're like, man, I got to go do something. And you start to kind of feel better, but like you get up and grab a glass of water. And like by the time you get back to the couch, you're out of breath. That was a crazy thing for me. I was just winded. Excuse me. For trying to get a glass of water. Got little lungs somehow. It shrank my lungs. Baby lungs. Like a baby raccoon lung, really. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why I was a baby raccoon, but that's what it felt like. You get stir crazy. You got to get up. You got to go do something. And you're like, can I go to Walmart? Like, I think I can go to Walmart, right? Like, I'm getting better. I'm like past, the contagious stage, but like still dealing with fatigue. Still not feeling great. But you don't want to be around people, right? Like you feel real guilty. Even like walking, you see your neighbor, you're just jet to the other side of the street. Just try to avoid people at all costs, right? Especially friends, loved ones, stuff like that. But then you're like, can I go to Walmart? I got to go to Walmart. I hate going to Walmart. Can I go to Walmart? Then you're like, dude, 75% of people that are at Walmart probably permanently have COVID. I can justify that. I can make a trip. I need to get out. The safest place that I can go is with other people that probably just carry COVID all the time. I haven't been to Walmart in a while. As soon as I walked in, I'm like, I'm fine. I'm the cleanest person here. This is incredible. I felt like I had a glow about me. Then you get to the end of the point where you're like, you don't know. You think you're like over it. You think you're over it, and you don't know if you feel just tired, and you can't tell. You're like, I've been on NyQuil for a week straight. Like, am I, is this like a NyQuil hangover, or have I just been lazy for so long that like, this is just who I am now? I just get tired easily. I've got to like build that back up. It's a weird coming out party from COVID. You're not really sure when you're better. So you just kind of just keep going. Just keep kind of going about your day till you can kind of, run around a little bit, not hunch over and gasp for air. I feel like that's the cue. Man. So we had it. It's still real. Beware. I don't fucking know, dude. Just, I don't know. Deal with it. It was just like kind of like a mind blown experiment for me. Not really an experiment, a happening. It happened to me. It was a situation. I didn't experiment with anything, but anyway, we survived, guys. It's fine. Everybody gets it now. It's like HPV. I still don't know what that is. It's gross. I don't know. It's like I hear that everybody has it. I didn't really mean to turn COVID sexual and diseases and stuff. Anyway, so if you ever get COVID, just, shoot some drugs up your nose and move on, baby. Because we're going to move on from this week's episode on Last Week This Week with your boy, Clayton Hill. Follow me on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, wherever you watch, wherever you listen, you can find me. God bless y'all. Peace.